Hi there everybody, my name's Alistair and welcome back to Neverwinter. Today we're going to be looking at my sort of completed build for going into mod 33 for my ranger. I've got two builds, one for if I have Portobello, one if I don't have Portobello, and so this is just what I'm going to be running. So I'll quickly run through the gear. The powers haven't really changed too much, so yeah, starting off with the gear, I'm sticking with this helmet for now. However, with the damage over time in the new dungeon, it might be more useful to run this one because you're not going to be losing combat advantage with the damage over time. I would lose crit strike, but that's okay. I'm actually overcapped a bit on crit strike. Just here, this, as I'm sure a lot of people are aware, on Forest Ghost this procs 4 times. I do have another build where I utilise the boots, and I'll show you that quickly at the end, for if I have Portobello in my group, and this will stack on top of this chest piece here. This comes from MSH. Gloves from MSOD. These gloves are great, but I don't count into my build the 8% accuracy because it's unreliable in most dungeons. Over here I've got these weapons from the campaign, mod 32's campaign. They are flak weapons. Unfortunately, it's one of these really frustrating ones. I still don't have enough dust to get into Celestial. It's not a big deal. I can get plenty of damage with them not at Celestial, so it's fine. Boots of the Arch Thrall, beautiful set of boots, 15% stats. It's not really, I don't think there's any boots that just give you raw stats in a greater quantity. Artifacts is interesting. With this build I currently have, Sensor, I have Demon Skull, and I have Armor Egon, but I can comfortably switch between Demogorgon and my Crystal of Soul's Flight. I can also chuck on something like Meteor or Marker's Mystic Marker, but my stats wouldn't look pretty, but they would still cap. So this has allowed me to have a bit of flexibility within my artifacts. I've got the Combat Advantage trousers from the MSOD dungeon trial, and same thing with the shirt. I'm going to continue rocking that until we get the new pieces, the Celestial ones from the new campaign. Shroomwood set, 15% recharge speed, 7.5% accuracy, and the strength bonus on this set is really nice. By the way, just to let you know, don't think you have to get the +1. It doesn't give you that many more stats. It's really not worth it because they're usually marked up millions in AD. I've got the Wrought Steel Coil. This is, I think, from ASH, MSH. I personally think this is one of the best rings out there. But again, my build might change depending on what I get. If I get the new rings, I'll be swapping the Bloodlet Veil out for the new ring that gives combat advantage in this similar way, plus the extra stats when I change my enhancements over. As you see here, I'm running Garnet. I'm running the Tourmaline for combat advantage, power, and crit severity, and over here I'm running power, combat advantage, crit strike with the Amylite. All defense on this side, and utility is a Garnet for Forte. Movement speed, I never go on anything else. Movement speed is just too important as a melee DPS. Again, I'm running Celestial Lightning Flash rather than the build that has Swift Synergy. I prefer the Lightning Flash. It's a lot easier to proc, and it gets my accuracy up, and I love having accuracy as high as possible. I hate having it low in any way. Devil's Precision for the stats obviously, and Sword Coast Tactician for the stats and the extra little bit of damage as well. I was doing some maths on the Neverwinter calculator, and the accuracy and the crit strike I gained from the Devil's Precision trumps the Rage of Flames for me. I have got a bit working for Rage of Flames in, but actually this does slightly more damage because accuracy is a scaling up stat, which is nice and useful. Over here, I will go to Boon's next. As you see, I've got Lingering Medicine. I think that's a really important one to have. It's just very useful, especially in this new dungeon that's going to come damage over time. If this proc, it's just going to be a good help. Movement speed, all your DPS ones, things that you might need. This last campaign, Demonic Mastery was one obviously I need, and Undead was one I needed. And then up here, just whichever ones that you personally need in your build. Stronghold, power, defense, movement speed. Remembering that you can do the revive sickness. So you go treasure hunter, revive sickness, treasure hunter, and then back to your speed boost, and that would give you extra stats across the board. Not too many, I think like 600 ratings per stat, but that's 600 ratings per stat across all the stats. Right now I've got Etching on, but I don't need to. I'm currently running the Thane Girdle, which obviously gives me defensive stats. Less important, I will switch this out if I switch my artifacts around to make sure that obviously my stats balance nicely, but I only have to swap this one piece around. Combat advantage. Over here, technically if I have a Portobello in grip, I could swap this to something that actually buffs the party, like an armor break or a vulnerability or something like that. But I prefer at the moment just to run this, unless I can guarantee that I have something that would allow me to switch it. I've got Patiri, Minsk, Raptor for the 18% power, Neverwinter's Night Staple, and Golden Cat. Pretty bog standard in that sense. And over here, always running the Infernal Pounds. I currently am running Quick Action, however Ferocity might be good in this new dungeon. But it just depends. I prefer Quick Action at the moment because I like to get as many dailies off as possible in between the artifact calls. So I'll utilise this pretty heavily, to be honest. My actual insignias haven't really changed. As you see here, I've got Gladiator Scale for movement speed, I've got Guardian Spirit at the bottom, obviously for additional hit points, Cavalry's Haste, Tactician's Precision, and Artificer's Enticement, sorry. Everything is power and aggression pretty much. I don't even think I had a skill in here. Yeah, I have a couple of skills, but it's mostly brutality, aggression, and then a couple of skills in here. So this is my stats sitting static, and I will quickly go hit the boss dummy and let you see the stats when they are procced. So it doesn't take much to proc my stats were procced. As you see here, I'm going to get a little bit from Mystic Aura, I'm going to gain a little bit from what's it called, Pack Tactics if they've got it. If not, I can switch off my Seared Meat and I can put on Spider Totem, and I can get my combat advantage capped with just the shooter and the flapjack, which is the goal, is to have as few companions as possible. I can cap all my stats with very few companions, realistically just shooter and flapjack, and I can cap my stats. Still need a Mystic Aura, however I could switch some stuff about and actually make that possible, but I'll quickly show you an artifact call. Now, when I've got 2 dailies, I will try and utilise both Forest Ghosts within the artifact call as much as possible. So, I'll quickly go get this dummy up, and I'll do my artifact call. So, artifact, at rolls, and 1, 2, 3, daily, belt, 1, 2, 3, mount, 1, daily, 2, 3, keep hitting, and that's it, technically gone. But as you see, it's outputting plenty of damage when you have that double. When you don't have that double, it's about that 25% damage overall. Sorry, 25% of the damage left from this boss, which is 75% overall damage. So, quickly go and switch over to this one here. Get my daily back. Bink. There we go. So, this build utilises the same foods, which is Flask, Squash, Wildstorm, Prime Rib, Scroll of Fate and Power, and then obviously I would be using this here. Now, take into account I obviously have Mystic and Pack Tactics times 1 for the 5-man build. I've got 2.5% from this, 3.5% from Portobello. I've then got another 10% from Tutor and Flapjack combined. So my stats won't look quite so nice, and the downside of this build is I have to utilize this ring here, which takes over a minute to proc fully, and I really don't like items like this because it reduces burst damage quite a lot, but it's not the end of the world at the end of the day. This is better than boss fights anyway. As you see here, I have the boots on, and I also still yet again have the ability to switch out my Demogorgon for a crystal. I can have a bit of flexibility there and not suffer too much. So as you see, my crit strike is just going up very nicely, and my crit strike should be getting capped very soon, and statically capped, which is really nice. Now on the back page I am running the Bone Filigree, I am also running Garnet, and over here I'm running again those two. I'm running the Swift Synergy purely because I need the combat advantage and crit severity, and overall it's just necessary for this build, unfortunately. But it does mean my accuracy does sit low. It sits at 77.5-ish without being, 78 or something like that, without being in a party. These gloves will make it proc higher, but I don't classify that 8%, so it'll get to it'll get up. But then I've also got the Mystic Aura as well. So this is going to be looking at having a pack tactics and getting some bonus from that. My Spider Totem 2.5, a Portobello for the 3.5% power, 3.5% combat advantage as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the boss a few times, get myself propped up, because it takes a little bit longer to proc up because I'm utilizing the Swift Synergy instead. I will activate my Spider Totem, and I will do an artifact call in the same way and manner as the last one. Obviously less stats and more flat damage gain. There's one. And there's two. So that's the artifact call. As you see, it says 30%. However, I am going to get another 5% of these two stats, and I'm going to get those from obviously Swift Synergy when I'm in a party. So I will be capping my my combat advantage with my crit severity, and I will be capping power and obviously crit strike, as you know. Unfortunately, my accuracy would be 8% lower than that. However, it'll come to like 81-ish, just depending if I have a Mystic Aura or not. So that is my double sort of how do you put it? Encounter power damage items. What I've calculated out is it is substantially more damage on an artifact call. However, it is less potent in just a general run. So as I'm going from adds to adds and moving between bosses and all that sort of stuff, the other build will be better because it's going to have quicker proc times, and honestly the amount of damage you gain from this over just having stats out of an artifact call, the other loadout is better, but in a purely what's the word I'm thinking of? In a purely like boss fight, this will do more damage on the artifact call specifically. However, for the most part, I will normally run my 5-man build, if I'm honest, because I prefer the way that this one plays. Like Spider Totem's on cooldown. I just prefer the way that this one plays, and I like being able to cap my accuracy. I like to have all my stats capped. So I'll probably end up rocking that one, but if I have a portobello, I could also, as I was saying, rock this one. Rightio. So that is roughly just my build quickly just sort of shown. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. I'm going to be doing, I run 3 healers as mains and a tank as a main. So I'm going to try and get as many videos out before mod 33 drops of just sort of the bard healer, the paladin healer, the cleric healer, and the paladin tank, as those are the ones I also play as my mains, and they're the ones that are kind of pretty much caught up. Cleric less so, but most of them are caught up to date on the current mods. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.